Hey guys, it's your girl Kari, and we're here again. I'm here with the gringo, who has a special
Hello.
surprise for me.
I do.
Yes, why don't you want to tell him the surprise that he has for me today? That you have for me?
Can you get closer to the mic?
He's always bothering me because I'm never
There
on
you
the
go.
mic. I'm
there
right
you
here.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
So, you know how we're always trying to break you, right?
No, of course not.
Hang on. Can you hear me okay? There we go.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, we're always trying to break you, and I found a way to break you.
me? I want to see you try, Aaron.
Well, what do you complain about all the time?
Nothing.
That you can't love.
That I can't love. I didn't say I can't love. I just say I will never be in love, except with them. It's a difference.
That you don't believe in marriage.
I don't believe in marriage. No, I don't believe in marriage. Problems are weak. If you ask for help, you're weak. That's what I believe.
And that's because you're brought up in a
Very
tough.
Girls don't cry.
Girls don't cry.
Girls don't cry. And if
Ever.
you cry, you're gonna do it alone, never in public.
Does that mean you're weak?
Why? Because I cry?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't mean I'm weak. It just you don't. If you cry in public, you're weak. Yeah. If you cry in public, you're weak, and never cry for the same thing more than once.
So I figured, because I've always wanted to. I'm getting an echo. I don't know why.
Yeah, we have an echo.
Who's that? Where's that coming from? Is that my phone?
Probably.
My phone. I am so sorry. So anyway,
I have to share this because it's going to be very interesting.
well, okay. So I feel bad for you. I do.
Nobody asked you to feel bad for me.
But I think you need love. I've told you. It's like
I
you
don't
need
need
a
love.
big hug.
No, I don't.
See, I think you do.
Why?
Anyway, so I thought as a special treat I would get a person to help you a little bit.
Really?
Yes.
No, thank you for the gift.
So I'm going to throw the camera over to somebody and she can introduce herself.
Okay, sounds good. Hi.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
So my name is Myrthala Alejo.
Okay.
I am a licensed professional counselor.
Nice.
And I may not cure you, but hopefully I can give you some insight. I'm a psychotherapist
Okay.
here in Laredo. And
Nice.
I'm in private practice and happy to chit-chat with you any day you like.
Sounds good. Thank you, Aaron, for the gift.
You're welcome.
excited.
You're welcome.
Yes.
I figured you needed it. Here, I'll go to the white shot there. So there we go.
Okay.
Well, you guys talk for a minute while I share.
Okay. Let's start off, I guess, with the basic. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I started in the counseling field 9 years ago, but I actually started off as a prevention specialist and then, just doing different things within the counseling realm. And now I'm on my own, seeing, I see individuals and adults and children. And
Wow, children too.
yes, children too.
That one's crazy.
Yes, not babies yet,
Right.
but
Babies.
not babies
Really?
yet.
Really?
Yeah, you never know.
Well, people call, but
And
no.
children, what's the youngest that you've seen? The youngest age?
3.
No.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Three?
Yes.
At 3 people have
How do
problems?
you know?
No. No, but we as parents can think that our children have problems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if I think my child has a problem, just pretty much go to you.
Right.
But do they? Do they really?
Well, I mean, some children do have some kind of learning difficulty or whatever, but it's probably best to wait,
Okay.
till a little bit older.
Yeah.
But
I
so,
agree. I was
yes.
like 3. Oh my God.
Yes, I truly enjoy working with children, and it's always very interesting to work with adults.
Okay.
Yes.
And the I'm sorry, adults. What's the the oldest age you worked with?
Oldest would be 70s.
Wow.
Yes.
So pretty much it ranges from all ages.
Yes. Yes.
Who
You
would've
see,
thought?
and I actually have to tell you that I believe that when people seek counseling services, it's very courageous. I actually have great admiration when people sit in front of me, and I think it takes a lot for someone to come and just emote and tell you everything that they feel, and I think that's pretty wonderful.
And I find that to be a weakness. I'm like,
Why?
Because if I go asking for help, it's like I can't take care of myself. That's how I see it. I go, I'm gonna go ask her for help. Why? Because you don't know how to control your own emotions, your own disorders, or whatever I have, whatever people think I have.
Right. Well, but as human beings, I mean, everyone has problems. I mean, it's just
Except Kari.
okay. But everybody has some kind of issue. And it's not so much that you're going to ask me for help. You can be asking for guidance. You know, I'm thinking this is something that I'd like to do. And I want to bounce this idea off. Does it sound sane? You know, does it sound, so you could see it like that.
See, I don't see it. I don't see it like that. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go to you because I can't handle myself. I can't take care of myself.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Sometimes women just need a good cry.
I don't cry. Don't get. How many times have I said that in the show?
I think
don't cry in
you
public.
need a good cry, and once
Don't
that's
cry in
over
public.
with, you be like, thank you, Aaron.
I love you, Aaron.
So you think that crying is
Weak.
equals to, okay.
To weakness. Yes. I'm like, why am I gonna cry? Every problem has a solution except that, of course.
Right.
So why am I gonna cry? for
But
something?
we don't always cry. I mean, because you can cry for joy.
Yes. Okay.
You can cry for joy. And it's not always sadness.
So now, you see, yeah. Now you're making me think. Cause you're right. Maybe I just saw the sad thing, sad the parts. But yeah, we cry for happiness and things like that.
Right.
But I don't cry for anything. I try not to.
Have you never been to a movie that it's just such a great movie and you just like there's tears of, and you just like, no?
No, even my daughter just told me,
She's
like,
like,
you need
it's
to go,
so
go,
funny.
go. I see it, I'm like, come in, you already, it's too sad. Or when it comes to funerals, I won't last there because I'm like, why am I here? Like, I can't be with, I guess, in the sad place. I guess I can say that.
Right.
So for a movie, I've never cried. Not that I remember.
So you have a child.
I have a child, I have an 8-year-old.
Okay. And you don't cry?
I don't cry. And she's never, I mean, if I cry, it's going to be, I don't, like, and she cries or everything. I'm like, suck it up. You didn't stop her. I tell her, girls, don't cry. And she's
Really?
like,
So she doesn't cry.
She cries. She's still a little girl. Of course she's going to cry. But I look at her and she's like, she knows it's like, don't cry in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm like, I first brought out.
So you don't believe in which is okay. You know, I'm not going to judge you or anything, but so whenever she cries, you're not just like, oh, come over
No.
here, let me give you love and support, and
No, nothing like that.
no, it's kind of just like,
Suck it up. Nothing happened. Let's go.
right.
I mean, when it's something super sad or that, she's been bullied at school at one point. I'm there, okay. I'll give her a hug or two. I'm like, suck it up. Like, dude, they don't, like, there's no need for that.
Right, but she's 8.
But she's 8 exactly. Everybody tells me she's a little girl. I know. I just don't want her to raise her. Sorry, Erin. I don't want to raise. I guess a wuss. I don't want that. No. There's
A
no
wuss,
other. A
really.
wuss.
A
I don't
wuss,
want to say it
okay.
any other way.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, suck it up. No, you're not hurt. If you're not bleeding, there's nothing wrong with it. When she falls, and she
Right,
gets
and that's real old school, right? Because I know that with our ancestors, it was like, well, if you fall down, you're not bleeding, just get up and, right.
Yeah, and I was raised like that, so I'm like, little girl, I'm gonna get up.
But you know, part of growing up, part of life is, it's kind of like, well, you say you don't believe in marriage, but it's like everything. You take a little bit of what your parents taught you, and then a little bit what you learn yourself throughout life, and then you form your own person.
Okay.
And that's part of our human development. So here, if you're saying, well, that's how I was brought up, so you're basically just taking everything you got from home, which there could be some great valuable lessons in that, but in essence, you haven't come up with what you believe life should be.
Oh, I see.
Do you understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I know what you're saying. I pretty much saw it from home. Yeah, and it's true. If it's all from home, it's the way I was raised, so it's the way I love how I was raised. Like I've grown to be someone very tough. Like I said, I have problems, but nobody ever knows. Nobody will ever know about my problems, and that's what I want my daughter. I'm like, you
Not
don't
even
need
a
nobody.
psychotherapist?
No, I won't.
You know, people in Hollywood would die for stuff like this.
Really?
Yeah.
I won't. And to me, I still see it's like, me going for help. Like,
But it just
super-
makes
you're
you feel
weak.
better.
But I see it as
You know where you're
weakness.
getting your help from? Look. See?
No, Erin, I have like 2 sips.
Yeah.
Drink.
He wants me to do this drunk.
Well, I want you to loosen up a little bit so you can...
Loosen up in what ways? I mean, I don't believe in marriage. Problems are weak to me. Crying is weak. Oh, what else? Pretty much it's...
Problems are weak.
Like if you have a problem, like, well, not problems. If you go seek for help, like, I have a problem. I struggle to make ends meet, but for me to go and ask for somebody for help, no matter what, if I only need $50, so my dad's gonna be like, here, no, like that's weakness to me already, like that's super weak.
Well, so you're saying that a problem of asking for help.
Asking
Okay,
for
so
help,
like
that's-
if you need something, you're saying, okay, just, I'm not going to say anything. But that sounds more like pride, don't you think?
I don't know the. No, it's like
I
can't
would
tell you the
think
difference. Yes,
that would be
it's
more like a little
pride.
bit of pride, like, you know what, I'd rather swallow my blood, you know, than to come and
Then to go ask for help.
than to go ask for help.
Because I've been sick to the point where I have fever and my daughter's, it's a mess. But for me to go and be like, Mom, help me, I really need. No, I can't. I need to suck it up.
Well, and maybe not your mom, but definitely you would go to a doctor, right?
No, I don't believe in. Like I just wait
You
for
don't
it.
believe in doctors?
Not really. Like I'll go if I'm cut, but if I'm just
This
like,
is now you understand the show,
Okay.
right?
But they're.
She needs help.
Well, you would have to go to a qualified. There's many qualified professionals out there that could help you. A doctor. So then what would you do? Would you just go over the counter stuff?
yeah, over the counter when I'm sick, like over the counter. Yes, if I get craved, I'm open up. Okay, fine, take me to emergency, but
But then you're there and you're kind of like, yeah. No.
I'm already stitched up. Can I go now? Like I got work the next day. Let's go. Like things like that. I don't seek help
Okay.
because I can take care of myself. Apparently.
Well, but we're not islands. As people, we're not islands. We do need others. So asking for help is actually just part of human nature. Connecting with others. So in essence, you're saying, well, I'm to myself, and I don't want to reach out to someone else because that would be weak. So I'm going to be an island, and I want my daughter to be one too. So if we ever need help, just kind of like sink or swim.
And just sink or swim, and then again it comes back. I don't go seek for help because I don't trust anybody. Like I'm not a trusting person at all. I'm not gonna go ask for help when I can take care of myself. Or even if it's my mom or my family, I'm just like, no, because then they're gonna tell the tia, and from there, and I don't like people knowing my business at all.
Okay.
So I don't trust nobody. I think that's weak.
So you don't trust anyone.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I mean, it's just me. Like I'll do it myself. I'll take care of myself. I don't need someone to do it for me. I'll depend on myself.
Okay.
So yeah, I do.
Very interesting.
Where do you go from here? Did I stump you on one?
Huh?
I stumped you on one?
No,
No?
there's so many things that you could work on if you wanted to. But look, this is the key thing with therapy, with counseling, is if you don't want the help, no one can help you.
Never thought of that.
No one can help you.
It's like quitting smoking. You can't make somebody quit smoking.
Right. So if somebody were to say, you really need therapy, you really need to talk to someone, but you say to yourself, no, I don't. I've had many instances where they bring children, to me, and even adults, maybe a spouse, and they'll come and they'll be sitting in front of me, and they're just kind of like, you know what, I don't want to be here. So they're not getting anything from it.
When I do that, my mom sat me down. She's trying to talk to me, but I'm here because I have to out of respect. I'm not here because I want to listen. Like I've told her because I don't want it.
Right.
And
So then you're not going to implement a change. That's why.
Are you open to at least looking at, maybe there's something there, an opening?
no,
Well then.
no, I'm not. I'm being honest. 'Cause I don't-
But you can hear, what she has to say, and then maybe
Oh,
you might
yes.
go, maybe you're right on this, maybe I'll
like
give
what
that
she
a
just said
shot.
about the pride and the difference between pride and weakness.
See?
That's where I'm like, okay.
So we're getting to you.
maybe-
We're working on it.
Okay, we're working.
Well, at least to think about it.
Yes.
And my idea is never going to be to impose my beliefs on you and not to force you ever to, you have to go to counseling. It's the only way. No. But I do think that you should be open to like people's ideas, of course, professional ideas, because that's the funny thing, right? A lot of people seek advice and they go to a friend, and you're like, okay, you're going to a friend who's in your same situation. So what kind of advice can they give you?
Yeah, exactly. And I've never tried it, but I've thought about it. But then I hear her, and I'm like, if I would tell you what I'm feeling right now, girl, I'm like, we wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no, I just hear her out.
But with your experience, you've probably seen a lot of things, like
Yes.
everything.
No,
Well,
a
a
lot.
lot.
A lot.
A lot of challenges, I'm sure.
Yes.
But you've helped people get through this stuff, right?
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yes.
She's here for-
And the most important thing, but it always starts with, can you trust me? Do you trust me? And if we start from there, which that is the most important, and I don't know if you know this, but in therapy, the most important thing in therapy, 80% of the therapeutic, is the therapeutic relationship.
Oh,
So if you do not trust me, then what are the chances of you getting better?
I never
yeah,
even
because
thought of
I'm
that.
None.
I'm never gonna. If I don't trust you, I'm never gonna tell her exactly what I feel. Exactly.
Exactly.
What I'm thinking. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
And
gonna-
in Laredo, there's not a lot of people in your field, is there?
No.
No.
You would think
That's
that
so
you
true.
would, yeah, you'd think there'd be a lot more here.
Well, there are several of us, but not in private practice. You know, the most people are in different community agencies. And so they work, I mean, they don't work one-on-one with someone. Yeah, but there are different, like there's Gateway, there's Board of
Yeah, they-
Region. I mean, there's different agencies out there. But yeah, you're right.
Where's your office?
It's at 6999 McPherson Road, Suite 105,
69
99
99
McPherson
McPherson Road,
Road, Suite 105.
Suite 105.
Northtown Professional Plaza.
And you have to make a reservation to
An appointment.
Appointment or
Yeah.
A reservation.
No, you can't reserve me, but yes, you can make an appointment.
And what's your phone number?
608-9744.
956 608.
9744.
There you go.
Whenever you want to go.
Thank you.
And see, we don't even have to call it, you're not going to ask me for help. You would be visiting me.
Oh,
You would visit me.
Okay.
Yes.
That
And
sounds better.
yes,
That
you'd
sounds
be
way better.
visiting me and we can just chat, you can just sit there and I have like very soothing music there and we can just talk. Like we don't have to call it a therapy session. We don't have to, you know. we don't have to call it an appointment. We can call it a visit.
That's kind of interesting. Never thought of it that way.
I want to say something. I think my problem is I cannot be seen as someone who's weak. My dad expects a lot from me. My mom more. I'm the oldest. My daughter looks up to me. So if I have problems, like no, like go.
But it's not a problem. But
Or
see,
it's
not
just-
everyone goes for problems. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't go to counseling for problems.
No?
But that is very cultural.
Okay.
That's very cultural. Oh, if you go, it's because you must have a problem. Or what do they call them in Mexico?
Sí,
Psicólogos?
bueno, eso, ajá.
Right. So, you know, you must be crazy.
Algo tiene, sí.
Right. Well, no. What if you want guidance on, hey, remember, I mean, when we had children, I mean, it didn't come with a manual. We had to figure things out, right? So wouldn't it have been great? I mean, a lot of times we went to our parents, but if they didn't know or if they didn't know better, we could go to someone else. Or what about for parenting? You can go to a therapist, someone who's well-versed on child development or something like that. So you don't always have to go for a problem. You could go for guidance.
Okay. Okay. When
So
she
that's
when you put it-
something,
yes.
something to consider.
When she puts it that way, it's very different. Like I'm gonna go. You're not helping me. You're going like telling
I'm
me which
guiding
30
you.
years exactly.
It's just kind of, and that's how it should be. It really should be, you know, you saying, hey, can you give me some insight on this? Or like, why would my daughter feel this way on different emotions? Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay.
And it's not a weakness.
Okay.
You know, it's actually a strength. Think about it. I mean, maybe not where you're at right now, but for most people, I mean, we can ask Erin here. Don't you think, wouldn't it be, I think it's pretty amazing for a man, for a male, especially because the way life is, for a male to come and say, you know what, I feel this way. I feel sad, or I feel disappointed, or I feel happy, and for him to say, you know, can you help me out here? I need help with something. I think that's a pretty wonderful thing because men are taught you're not supposed to ask, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to anything. So
Are you a man?
I was born a female. I'm still a female. I was raised like a man.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Are you attracted to women?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for your question, though. All right.
Right.
Well, I just thought I'd ask, you know.
It's okay.
Right.
You know, I was just raised really close to my father, so I was raised, and I'm the oldest, I'm his little girl, so I was, don't cry, no problems are weak, toughen up, you have to be independent, like deal with it, like that.
What about the love thing?
Ooh, he's like me. We don't show emotion. We don't like emotion. It's just.
So if your boyfriend got down on one knee and proposed
No,
to you, you'd be like,
no.
what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and if it's in public, I'd be like fake it, and then in the car, I'd be like, boy, what is wrong with you? Yeah, in public, like I'm not gonna do that, but no.
Wow.
No, marriage it's the same thing. We're already together. Why do I need a paper to make it official? I don't believe in marriage.
So you don't believe in marriage either?
No.
Okay. You just think what?
It's the same thing, just the difference is the paper.
Right.
That's all. I mean, why am I gonna get married to and be doing the same thing I'm already doing?
Okay, but so then are there rules?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there rules? Are there any rules for him?
Yeah, he has rules. I have
Yeah?
rules. Mm-hmm. We both
Okay.
have rules. So, I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. Being married, it's gonna be what I'm gonna have a ring. That may entice me down to.
Well, no, they're just like legally binding.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want that because
You can take off anytime.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's a commitment
It's
issue.
a commitment. Yeah,
It's a
very
commitment
hard.
issue.
Yeah,
What was that movie with, was it Julia Roberts? Where
Yes,
she kept
that she
leaving
was
the
a
altar?
runner.
Yeah.
And you know what? I personally call them runners when you have a commitment issue.
Well,
So you're a runner.
I'm like commitment. Super hard, I guess. It's not. I don't need to be. I don't want to be.
It's
worried.
confining
Yeah,
to you.
it's like I have to like.
You wanna
like, deal
feel
with
free.
that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's kind of like, you know what? We get in an argument and I can just take off.
I can just or
Right?
he does something wrong, I do something wrong. It's like we don't have to stick with each other. Like, hey, you know what? It's not working out. Bye. If I'm in a relationship, I'm sorry. If I get married and by the church and everything, I believe in God and all that. So my parents are very, you know, so I would have to stick with him and put up with shit.
I have to. That's so
Stick
funny.
with them.
The language.
Stick with him. Sorry, I have to stick with him and put up with it.
Right.
No, I don't want that.
Right. So it's the freedom that you have. That's why you don't believe. It's not that you don't believe in marriage. It's that you don't want marriage because that would mean that you're bound to someone and you don't want to be bound to someone.
No.
So you want to be able to tap out, right?
Yes.
Like
I
they would
agree.
say in MMA.
Yes.
I'm going to tap
Yeah,
out.
you know what? Thank you very
I don't
much.
like the way you talk to me.
Yes, you see? Okay, now I see it's not marriage, it's a commitment issue.
Right.
I'm committed to my daughter and that's it. Right. That's
Right.
what I believe.
And you know, I mean, some people do feel like that. And it could have been, could have started a long time ago. When did you start feeling like this? Like when you were in high school, younger? Did you have a guy that just pick up and left?
After the father of my child.
Of course.
Yes. No, it's happened. So I'm just.
You see, and I just knew it. I was like, that there has to have been someone who planted the seed in you. So after that, it was like, okay, you did me wrong. Okay, that's it. All men are like this.
Yes.
But think about it. Us as women, would we want someone to think, you know what? Everybody must be like some other girl.
No, and I mean, my partner has said a few things like that. I'm like, no, we're not all the same. He's like, yeah, we're not all the same.
Not all men are the same.
Exactly, and we go back and forth. I'm like, no, but you're different. He's like, what's the difference? I just
Right.
can't get it through my head. I'm like, no.
Right. So then, in essence, you still have problems with the father of your daughter.
I mean, not anymore, but it
Well, no,
was-
but
yeah.
I'm saying, like, psychologically, I mean, there's something there.
I guess I just hate him. I guess I can say that. Too much.
Right.
I hate him too much.
Right. So because of him now, all of a sudden, marriage is no good.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I mean, I've seen friends get married, break up 3 months. Friends get married, break up in 8 years. I mean, divorce. I'm sorry. So I'm just like, no.
Well, and it's true. I mean, that can happen to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It can.
Yes.
But regardless of what happens to everyone else, I mean, you're basically saying, okay, I don't believe in marriage or guys or love because of something that happened with this one person. So you're giving him a lot of power.
Really?
Yeah. That's a lot of power to have, that he pretty much, after he left, it's like, oh, okay, well, it's a sentence now. Now, you know what? You don't believe in men. You don't believe in love. You don't believe in all this stuff. That's a lot of power to give to that one man.
Now you got me thinking.
I think it is.
Now you got me thinking. Now I'm trying to change my things around, but I'm like, no, like.
Well, because it is.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
Because
I
it's
wanted
so much.
to marry him. I wanted to marry him.
Right.
And things just kept happening. And I'm just now. I'm like, dude, no, like, no.
Right. So you're still angry at him. So that's what I'm saying. And when what angers you controls you.
Oh.
Yes. Think about it.
What angers you
Controls you.
I never heard that one.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I see my problem.
Look at different Buddha, like little quotes,
Mhm.
inspirational
We're
quotes.
making a breakthrough here.
Okay.
I like it.
What angers me controls me.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And so you're giving up your power to that. And,
That's
and that I will
something,
tell you,
yeah.
even though I have two little men in my life that I love so very much. My boys, they're not little. One's actually 21. But I will tell you that there's some great men out there. And not all men are the same. And you can't just give up that control.
I agree to that.
Yes. Good. You see?
Been married 19 years now.
I know.
We've had our ups and downs, but you know what? It gets better.
I know you have. I love Raquel.
And that is just the nature of a relationship. You're going to have good times. You're going to have bad times. But you can't just run all the time. You know, you can't. It's just kind of like with our children, right? You're going to have
She's
good
the
days.
runner.
Right. You're going to have good times and bad times, but it can be conditional like that. Like, we're not going to tell our children, hey, if you don't behave the way I like you to behave, then you know what, leave.
No, of course not.
Right.
Of course not.
And it's different, I know, but we kind of have to condition ourselves to think in a marriage, at least you're going to do the very best that you can.
Okay.
And then once it doesn't work, well, you make a decision.
The good things I'm not ready for marriage anyways.
But it's too
Well,
easy.
and that's okay. And that's okay if you're not ready.
Mhm.
But if it's because of this one person,
Yeah,
you know,
I think it is.
okay.
Now that you made me think, I'm like, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I don't want him to have any part.
right.
I don't want him to have
So
any part.
think about it.
Wow.
And someday you should have one of those sessions where you're just like, this is how I feel about this guy. And just when you let it out.
And nobody knows the truth because I hid everything for years.
Everything?
Everything. I hid everything. You know, what I went through with him, everything nobody knows. No one's ever going to know because I go back to saying it's a weakness. Like, not in my mom, not my mom, my dad, nobody knows what I went through. It was just from one day to another day. So I had to let go. So I think you're right. I think she's right on this one, Erin.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, so like,
We made a breakthrough. I think that's
Yes.
wonderful.
yeah.
No tears yet.
I don't know. No, he's not
Keep
my
drinking.
tears. Keep drinking.
Just giving you a hard time.
It's okay, Gringo.
But I think this is good. And this is why, I mean, you were very, I wouldn't say anti-therapist, but you weren't really excited about it.
You know, when he told me, I was like, oh, God, Erin, what are you trying to do to me? And I was like, I don't want nobody to know my problems. I don't want this.
But how do you feel
guys,
now, just actually talking to her? How do you feel all of a
I
sudden?
see things different. There's a lot of things that you said that I'm like, I didn't see them that way. I don't like seeing it other people's
I know.
way. Yeah, I was like, I don't like seeing it other people's way. But
Well, I mean, thank you for being open. And like I said, that's all you have to do is just be open to it and listen to people. And you don't have to take in everything I say, because there's going to be things you don't agree with, and that's okay. That's okay. But if you're open to it, and like I said, we grow as people.
Well, no one's perfect.
Right. I always say that.
yeah, no, that's perfect.
And even you, I bet you as a therapist, you probably still learn stuff every day as well.
All the time. All the time. And I learn from other therapists. I learn from even my clients.
Wow.
They teach me things. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that,
I
huh?
was like,
Yeah. Because we're supposed to be mostly listening. I mean, unless it's
It's like,
one
what
of
are we paying you for? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
right.
I'm kidding.
Well, and I do listen to them, and I do, especially the first session.
Mhm.
You know, it's basically them telling me what it is that they would want
Okay.
from everything, and then yes, then I try to educate them and do everything else, and I do try to guide them. But yes, I learn a lot from them because even when they tell me about their situations and the way they see things, sometimes I never saw it that way. And I especially love with children because children do teach you a lot of things. They just blurt it all out. They
And-
just tell you
Yeah, because
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're so innocent and they're so sweet.
My daughter is the most loving little girl. She loves hugs and kisses, and I can't. I'm just like, no, I can't. I'm not a loving person.
even
She-
from the hottest guy in the world.
No, I don't like it. I don't like people to be texting.
So you have a
constantly, "How are you?
space
Where
that
are
if
you?"
people get too close to the
Yes.
space,
And that includes my daughter, and she's the most opposite, like completely opposite of me. Like she loves kisses, hugs. She's always hugging me, kissing. I'm trying. I'm like, little girl, like get over. Like in my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. So I tell her, I'm like, go play with my
Yeah.
little brother or something. And she's the complete opposite of me. I don't like it. I don't like people to hug me or tell me that they love me. Like,
Affection.
I don't like,
You don't
I
like
it.
affection.
There you go.
Affection.
I don't like affection. It's just like I feel something.
Were they not like that with you? Were your parents not like that with you?
No. Not
Right.
Really. Yeah, not really. Not that I remember. I mean, yes, of course, every now and then, but no, not really. No, that's how I am. But I mean, me and my brother are a year and a half apart, and he's same way as my little girl. He's very lovable. So my mom's like, why is he lovable and you're not? Like, I don't. I get there to the house. I don't say hi to nobody. Like everybody knows. Here comes Kari. Like hi from here. My brother gets there and it's like hugs and kisses for everybody. But everybody, because they already know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what about Christmas?
what about it?
Do you enjoy Christmas? Do you like the feeling of Christmas morning and Christmas presents and giving and
I'm there because it's a holiday, a family holiday. Like it's the same. It's
she's broken?
how am I broken? Because I don't like Christmas. And not that I don't like Christmas. I just see it. I'm okay. It's the holiday.
Thanksgiving?
No.
Birthdays?
My birthday, I like being alone.
Okay.
I like being alone on my birthday. Like, oh yeah, happy birthday. Oh, text me. Okay, thank you. But I just want a day. Like everybody be quiet. Let me sleep the whole day, and that's it.
That's your idea of happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. No
Okay.
gifts, no nothing. I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be about presents. It could
Yeah.
just be about celebrating another year of life,
But no,
which
I
is
mean,
pretty great.
My birthdays rarely celebrated. I mean, if it's not with my friends, because my friends are the ones that are available. Like family's never really available, so everybody don't. It's okay.
Mhm.
Nothing happens. I'll be alone with my daughter, or I'll just be alone. My daughter will be with her dad or something.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but in human development, when children are young, what usually happens very early in life is we pretty much condition our children like to be a certain gender, right? So you're a girl, you should be playing with Barbies, and you're a boy, and you should be playing with trucks, and you should be doing this, right? So that happens early on, and you kind of teach them, okay, this is the way it should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say maybe in your case, it wasn't so much that they, gave you a G.I. Joe as opposed to a Barbie. I'm not saying that it's that simple, but that it was just this constant, maybe in your mind of an expectation that you felt being close to your dad, being the oldest, that you just kind of took on this role of, okay, my dad's like this, and I hang out with him all the time, and I just, of course, we're children and we want to make our parents happy. And so it was kind of like, okay, well, Dad, he's this tough guy, and I look up to him, and I
Exactly.
admire him so much. So, so I want to do this, and I want to be like him. And so I noticed that Dad doesn't cry. I noticed that Dad doesn't give kisses, and Dad doesn't whatever. Well, maybe that is the way it should be. And so we just grow up that way. And so maybe at some point, right, people start like, hey, you're a girl, you should be like this, and you kind of like, what do you mean I should be like this? No, I want to be over here like my hero,
Yes.
my dad. And so I don't know, maybe it's something that could have.
Yeah, I do. I look up to him, and I do want to be him. I want to be the way he is. Like, he's respected. He's tough. Like, he right and wrong. I want to be. I want to be. I like.
You want to be your dad.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Like the way he is, I just love the way he is.
You want to be a dude.
No, the way
He is.
Yeah,
Right.
The person
Right.
he is, like, he's respected. He's, everybody knows he's tough. Like, don't mess with him. Like, he has his right, his wrongs, things like that. I do. I look up to him a lot. A lot. The way he handles his situations, his problems. I'm like, I want to be able to handle things like that.
And you see, I can totally see all of that and respect all of that, but that is not the same thing as saying, well, you don't ask for help, you don't love, you don't give kisses, you don't give hugs, you don't, but I could see the whole part of, I totally admire my dad. He's a tough guy and everybody loves and respects him, and so do I. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be exactly like that, but in your mind, to you, it's like, oh, he's a tough guy, so tough guy means I can't show emotion.
Oh, okay.
And I want to be like him means, if he doesn't give kisses, then I shouldn't either. And if he doesn't do this, then I shouldn't either.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like, in your mind, that's how you made it out to be.
When it's really not like that.
Right. Is he that way?
When
Like,
I've only seen him with my daughter. When my daughter hasn't wrapped around his finger.
But see, he gives kisses,
Yes.
right? And hugs.
Yes. To
Well,
her,
see?
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's okay. And I think it's wonderful that you admire him and that you think all these great things. But in your mind, you made it like, oh, he's tough guy. Tough guy means,
Okay.
that.
I made a lot happen.
Right. Like, tough guy means that he can't cry. He can't do this. And so it's almost this ideal, right?
Wow.
It's kind of like a superhero, right? We know of a superhero, and all of a sudden we found out that superhero cried. It's like, what? What do you mean?
Yes, exactly.
So it's like with you saw your dad as this super dad. You see your dad as a super dad. So to you, it's like, okay, I want to be just like him, so I shouldn't be doing,
The
right?
things that I feel.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
So I have to be just like it. Right. But just remember that he does feel things. Your dad does have emotions. And you see it because if he's hugging your daughter and kissing your daughter, I mean, that would sound like there's love
he's
and
a lot of emotion for her. I mean, his girlfriend too.
And I'm sure for you.
Yes, not that much for me, but yeah, our relationship is like, hey dad, hey, and that's it. Like we rarely.
So it's a daddy issue. This is a daddy issue.
I mean, no, but we hug and we kiss. But
It's a daddy issue.
It is a daddy issue.
I think so.
He's hugged me before and kissed me, and we go eat and we talk, we hang out, but we go out to this sport. We love betting, so we. I mean, that's the bond that we have. We love betting, we love sports, so we go out and we like that together. So I don't know. It's that I didn't get it, I guess, from the father of my child either. So I don't know. It's that.
That's two men. Right. Right. So you would probably just be freaking out if there was a man who was just like,
Oh yeah.
let me hug you and kiss you and
Yeah. I'm like, what are you like? Is this more?
yeah.
Cuddles. You don't do cuddles?
No.
Spooning.
No.
She's
Ew.
like, what? That's
No.
way too much. Yeah.
I don't know, Aaron.
They have professional cuddlers out there. You know that, right?
I know it, and they get paid
Really?
good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What
They
kind
get-
of job is that?
They
I'm
get
serious.
paid really good.
Ew. So somebody's just gonna.
They pay you. Yeah, they come out and cuddle you and spoon you and
No.
yeah.
And I've often thought that that's like a volunteer position I would want with babies. Like I would want it to just go and just like cuddle babies because I know that you can do that. But I didn't know that you could do that with adults. No, that's just, that's pretty.
I don't know. I'm like,
No.
no, imagine.
Need a
No.
professional cuddler.
No.
Hell no. Hell no.
That's hilarious.
Well,
So what do you think,
What do I think about what?
Kari?
I think,
Honest evaluation.
honest evaluation, I think that you're still young. I think that you can still change the way you think. I'm a big believer in CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's basically telling you the way you think affects the way directly has to do with the way you act.
Yes,
Right?
it does.
That makes
And
sense.
I truly believe that to be the truth.
Yes, it does.
So I believe that everything boils down to a lot of what you're saying right now makes sense to you because that's how you're thinking, so that's how you're acting. But the premise of CBT is that there's a lot of irrational thinking, and because a lot of times it makes sense to you doesn't mean that it's the right thing. You know how they say common sense is not always, so common. So I do think that someday, if you ever wanted to talk to someone, I think that you could definitely work it out.
I know the perfect person.
I definitely think you can work it out. And I think that you have so much to offer, and you've kept it inside for so long, and maybe you just feel like you don't need it. But if you did ever have it, I just think that it would just open so many doors for you. Just fill you with more happiness. Even though you're saying that you're happy the way you are, I don't know. I just think that you could maybe even have a better relationship with your daughter. I mean, that you have a great one, but you're saying that she hugs you and stuff, and you kind of hold yourself back, and you don't have to do that.
Yes, and I do it. Then I think about it, and like the next day, I'm like, oh, I feel bad, and then
Guilt.
I wake up.
That's guilt.
Okay, well, I feel guilty, and then I wake up, I'll hug her and I kiss her. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it. Like there, I made up for what I was feeling.
Right. Here.
Yeah, here, like okay, right here. I love you, like here.
And maybe
Right.
one day we'll get you to buy that gift that you want to give to somebody just because you want to see their face and their reaction. And
That's always a great.
and an emotion. You'll get an emotion, that one emotion.
Okay.
And I think
Your
you'll.
paper?
I think. What do you mean? It has to come from you.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be expensive.
I was just thinking about this was like 2-3 days ago. I'm like, I was looking at a magazine, and it had charms for my daughter, like I love you more, things like that. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, I want to get it for her. I want to get her that bracelet with all these little hearts.
That's
that
very
says,
sweet.
Now it's better for me to do it. It's like, oh my, she's gonna think my mom like you have feelings. She thinks I don't have feelings. She calls me the devil.
Your daughter calls you the. See, we have a problem.
Yeah, my
Yes.
daughter calls me the devil. She's like, don't mess with my mom. She's the devil. My mom doesn't have feelings, and she'll tell me.
Well, because you've probably said that.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, I have.
Yes. So you've probably said, I don't feel anything. I'm tough. I'm just,
Yeah, because she's like, did it hurt, mom? I'm like, no, don't worry about me. I don't have feelings, baby. It didn't hurt. Like, when I fell with the
We'll
Kiki
show that.
challenge.
We'll show that. Yeah.
I fell at the Kiki challenge. She was so worried. She's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, girl, I'm good. Like, don't worry about it. I was dying inside, but I'm like, don't worry about it. I don't have feelings.
You were dying inside. Let's just show you the with the aftermath.
okay, show.
That's one.
There's one. That's on the ankle, right?
Uh-huh.
And this was on the thigh.
Hi. Show the video, Erin.
All right. We'll show the video here. We're gonna put it on a loop, so we can enjoy it because it's a lot of fun to watch. So stand by.
I was like, never again, guys.
So, are you still sore from that?
No, not anymore. And Brute's already going away. I'm good already. Try it
See,
again.
she's tough. No
Yeah.
tears, nothing. You know.
Yeah.
I'm tough. And she's a boxer too. She likes to box.
Oh, yeah, next box.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, I let my anger out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
You
Well,
get
that's-
angry. You have a feeling,
You see?
Yeah.
Because that's an
I get
emotion.
that.
right?
That's an
No.
emotion.
I know.
It is. Anger is an emotion. Haven't you seen the movie Inside Out?
No.
Actually, no, I haven't seen that.
No.
What's that about?
It's all about emotions.
Really?
There's a character, yes. Joy, fear, sadness.
Oh, isn't that cartoon one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. I have seen that one. You haven't seen that one? I've seen that one now.
I haven't
Okay,
seen
They
Inside
control a
Out.
brain, right? Of a
Yes.
child.
it. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to see that then.
You
I was like, I
must
haven't seen
watch
that.
it. Yes.
Inside
So just
Out.
so you
What's
know,
Inside Out?
anger is an emotion. And that
Just
one
to
has
make
like
clear.
flames coming out of the head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's me. That's why my hair is red. That's my daughter's hair.
So we just got to find the other ones that are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And
I think you've come a long way in just, 45 minutes. I really do.
yeah, like I said, she said things in a different way, and I'm like, okay, it's not help, it's guidance. That sounds a lot better. Like that. There, I'm waiting to like, okay, you know what way should I do it? I'm not asking you for help. I'm asking you like what way I should go. So I like that. You're right about the father of my child too. That's where it came from. That I want to get married because he did too much.
Right.
He did too much.
And now you gave him all that power.
And exactly that's when you said that I was super angry, and so I'm like, now he has this power when he already had power over me.
Right.
No, like, hell no.
So what are you going to do about it? Have more feelings?
I'm trying.
No, I mean that's when you have to deal with that, so that you say, you know what, when someone, just think about it. If you don't care about someone, are you going to think about them? No. They're not going to have an effect on you. But he does have that effect on you. Because of him, now you're like, okay, I don't want love. I don't want marriage. I don't want all these things. And I'm just so angry at him. So that's basically saying.
And he's laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
You still got that power. Damn.
Yeah.
You never thought of that, did you?
No.
So
no, it's always like,
let's go tomorrow.
Yeah. Tonight I'm gonna
Let's
go
back to the gym.
Yeah. So when she said that, like inside, I was like so mad at myself, but I was like,
Don't
why?
be.
Yeah.
But don't be mad at yourself. I mean, it's human. A lot of people, that I know of people who spent so many years upset at a spouse or at somebody, can't get over someone from high school or something like that. And you can think, how can that be 40, 50 years later? So, I mean, it's just been a couple of years. It's okay. But it's that aha moment that you're like, wait a minute. That's true. This is what's happening.
Yes.
And then that's when we work on something. And that's really what a therapist should be, is somebody who gives you insight into like, try to think of it like this, and then you can work on it. And now you can keep that in mind and say, you know what, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. I
Right.
really don't.
Right. So
I'm
that's
proud
why.
of you.
Yeah. So change comes from within. It really does come from within.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned so much about myself and about these.
Good.
Thank
Good.
you.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
We have to have her come back again.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Let me better myself. Hold on, I was like, let me better myself. She can come back.
Well, you're already pretty great.
Thank
So,
you.
so yeah, you can just we can keep evolving. And that's what we should do as human beings.
So, what else do you do, by the way? But like, other than this, like, what else do you counsel on?
Well, what I've seen is the biggest presenting problems that people come for. Number one, hands down, is anxiety.
That's a big deal.
Yes. It could be work stress, school stress for kids, for teens, maybe, making friends, socialization, like, hey, I feel kind of awkward. So anxiety is number one. Number two is depression, right? And number three is anger.
Doesn't anxiety and depression kind of go hand in hand?
They almost always go together. And I mean, they are best friends. They are best friends.
And you have to be careful with that, because sometimes, people do unfortunate things.
Right.
And you miss the signs. So not just for the people that are having issues, what about like family members or friends is there something we should all look out for? Or, I mean, it's like, that's a mental health issue.
It is a mental health issue.
And I've had a friend who had a passing of a relative, and she hung herself, and nobody even knew why. It just happened, and nobody saw any signs whatsoever. Maybe maybe there were signs, but we never, nobody saw them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what do you look out for? What do you?
Well, there is no, I mean, if you look at all the research out there, there's really no one specific reason why someone commits suicide.
Right.
There's a lot of signs out there that we should look for. Is there sadness? Did they lose their job? Is for men usually, it's a financial loss. For women, it's usually relational. Maybe we broke up with a boyfriend, ended a relationship, or we're not close to our families. We're kind of isolated. And so there's all these things that are happening. And the funny thing, and it's not funny, but that a lot of times people will tell you, that person looked completely fine, because you start to notice the signs way before. And you start to notice, what, this person stops going out, they're depressed, right? So they have all these symptoms of depression, which they're always tired, maybe they're missing work, they stop, like, for example, like you're saying, hey, I love to go to the gym, maybe they used to go with you, and then they're just like, you know what, they stop going, they stop doing the stuff that they love to do, they stop hanging out with people, stop talking, really, pretty much, they're not communicating, and when they do, it's kind of morbid, and it's kind of more like, everything would be great if I wasn't here. And they're always talking about themselves. They do talk a lot about that. Like, I don't want to be a problem for my parents. I don't want to be a burden for, for everybody else. Things would be better off if I wasn't here. So you'll hear that, and maybe a lot of times they'll say it in joking, but they're not joking.
Wow, they're looking for a reaction? Or?
Right.
Okay.
Kind of like,
Crying out for help.
Yes.
Crying out
Yes. So if you start noticing that, then right before they've made a decision in their head to do it, then that's when all of a sudden the sun comes out and they're like, hey, they feel pretty great because they've made a decision, and then they go, and it's usually on impulse, and they say a lot of times there is drugs or alcohol to kind of give them the courage to do it, and they make a decision and they do it. But if you do talk to people that surround them, they will tell you, you know what, I did notice that they talked a lot about, they were talking a lot about death, or they were very fascinated with all these different things. They were depressed. They always talked about, I really need to talk to somebody. I really should go talk to somebody, but they never did. So I always say, a lot of people put on Facebook and all these different places, social media, post on your wall something about suicide. And I say, you know what, if you know someone's depressed, the best thing that you can do for them is actually reach out to them and send them a message. Hey, how are you? I saw you today. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better today?
Wow.
I mean, a direct message, because that's like, wait, somebody cares about me.
So that's the whole deal. If they think that nobody loves them.
That they're hopeless. They feel like their situation is hopeless.
Oh.
Like nothing's
There's
going to
no way
change.
out.
Yeah, nothing's going to change. Things are just going to continue to be the same. And so that's why, again, that's one of the many reasons.
And I have a friend who's a nurse, and she told me that every patient she's had that attempted to commit suicide, every single one of them had told them that survived, that they regretted the decision. The minute that the person tried jumping off the bridge, the minute they knew right away this was the wrong thing to do. So think about that. I mean, you get to that position and then you do it, and it's like, oh, I regret it, but it could be too late.
Right, because at that moment, just think about it, at that moment when, let's say there was a breakup, or somebody lost their job, or they feel like everyone's depending on me, it's kind of like a desperate move, and it's on impulse. So that impulse is doing something and then thinking, but sometimes you don't get a second chance.
Yeah.
Right. So there are people, that's why I say, if you do notice that someone is depressed, you should just reach out to them. Or if you start seeing, like, on their news feed or anything, putting a lot of just
Weird
really
things.
Right, I would just message them directly. Hey, how are you? Are you fine? Are you feeling well today? And just reaching out direct.
Well, I've
Right.
seen that a lot. From one day you go to party posts, happiness, and then all of a sudden everything starts going black. And now she likes black. Now she's all about death. Now she's all about rock music. I'm like, what?
Right, because there's
happened?
something going on there.
Yeah.
Right, and so you will notice that. You will notice.
Yeah. I was going to say, and there's also a national suicide hotline, right?
Yes. I actually, I have it on my phone right there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But there is the National Lifeline number.
okay.
And yes, they can call it. It's a 1-800 number.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's really, and then there's different apps out there as well.
Somebody also told me that usually it's the holiday season, like Christmas, that a lot of people start to feel depressed.
Yes.
You know.
It's because of family, and then those people who have lost loved ones, they're kind of reminded of that during the holidays.
Right.
And then just think about it, all the ads that are out there, it's like these happy families, which I'm sure, right? It's kind of like, and and
it's all happiness. Yeah.
there's all this happiness, and so it's kind of like, oh God, I've had clients say that, I want to be like that. I want to have that life. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's a movie,
Trust me, I ain't
right,
perfect.
right. So they're like, I want that. So they do get sad because they're kind of like, well, it's not like that. It's just kind of like everything else. I've also had people say, well, I look at people's social media and I think, wow, that everything always seems so happy and there's hearts and roses everywhere. And I'm like, wait, come on. People post whatever they want to post. So maybe you don't see those moments where, we're pulling our hair
or we're depressed.
or
sad,
yeah,
doing it.
right. So, anyways, yeah, but I will share that number with you, and it's the National Lifeline.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else that you might want to add? Maybe
No.
another quick a plug for your
Well, for anyone who's interested,
yeah.
Again, my name is Myrthala
Highly
Alejo.
recommend her.
Myrthala Alejo, and I'm at 6999 McPherson Road, Suite 105, Northtown Professional Plaza. And I've actually been working there is a group here in Laredo, just so that everyone can know. They're the Ray of Light.
Ray of Light.
Anxiety and depression. It's a support group.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know people that would absolutely love to go to that.
Oh God, look for them on Facebook. They're just Anna. She's the one that started the group. Great. It's called the Ray of Light.
Ray of Light. Okay.
And it's an anxiety and depression group. Well, anyways, great people. And I was actually working with them. I was telling them, and I'll tell everyone else, on Thursdays is my pro bono day. So Thursdays, I take clients, and you don't have to pay anything.
Oh, wow. That is so
So-
noble of you.
So I
Nice.
want,
Thank
yes,
you.
because there's a lot of people that go to the Ray of Light, and they actually hold their meetings once a month at the Holding Institute. And so I
Which is
let them
downtown.
know, which is downtown. So I let them know that I know that there's a lot of people who go to that support group that can afford therapy. And so I have pro bono days on Thursday.
That is very nice. Very kind of. I thank you for that because there's a lot of people out there that you probably saved and you don't even know it.
Yeah,
And
well, I
that's
hope
such
I
a
have.
wonderful
Wow,
feeling.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a feeling, by the way. Another feeling.
Another feeling.
I
No.
I have feelings. I just
You
don't
do.
show feelings. There's a difference.
Are you sure you're
Okay.
not? Okay.
You get
Well,
me?
hopefully, we'll see that change.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, thank
Well,
you guys for having me.
I want to thank you.
Mm,
Hopefully you can
thank
come back
you.
again.
It's
Yeah.
great
Yes.
meeting you.
Carrie?
No, guys, she broke me. She broke me. The first person I think that I've ever broken me. I still didn't cry though, but I learned a lot. My mentality is definitely going to change because now I'm seeing things as guidance, not help. So that's the main thing that I noticed. Guidance, not help. But she'll be back here with us, so you make sure that you are tune in. Every Thursday at 10. We have more to come, and you'll be seeing her in future episodes.
I want to thank you. So thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you all. Good night. Great meeting you.
Bye.
Bye.